Hi guys. The previous talks when I mentioned about the definition of IoT, when you need sensors to be connected over any connectivity technology, and you need to bring and aggregate all the data into one place and analyze it, make some insights regarding the data. So the question is, what kind of data that you need to collect? How do you make sense of the data? Which data is more important? You know that when sensors are being embedded almost everywhere, even from the oceans, even from the animals, sensors in the pet collars, the sensors, the information that been generated from the phone, even the buildings, the things that even you browse through the internet, even in the soil. So there's a lot of amount of data have been generated. So they have been generated in many ways. So once you have collected it, what does it mean? You know, if you look at the big data, it comes in different forms. When we talk about the data at scale, the number of terabytes to petabytes of data, the volume that comes in. And secondly, you look at the kind of the variety of the data. It is in many forms, either it's a structured ways or very unstructured ways. It comes from sensors, from the back-end systems in the form of text and multimedia. And data comes in velocity, the way that the data in motion, the way that it's being streamed, sometimes in a very slow interval period, sometimes in very fast period. And of course, if you look at the data uncertainty, the veracity of the data, how reliable is your data, how accurate is your data, how whether the data is being authenticated or trusted. So the amount of data is so huge, and we predicted by 2020 it's going to be like 35 zettabytes of data, and mainly 80% of the world's data actually is in unstructured manner. So when we talk about data ownerships, actually it belongs to four kind of categories. The first one is the one that you own, the devices, the sensors that you own. It can be a very personal. The sensors in your household is very personal. Either you want to share it or you want to keep it personal to you. And of course, there are organizations, companies who wish to make their data private only for their own usage. And mainly for the public, for example, the government who have installed sensors for environmental, river sensors, they need to share this data with their citizens. And of course, if there is none who actually wants to share it and build it, you might have a commercial sensor data provider. This provider might install several sensors, and the data that been generated from these sensors can be reused or be shared or even can be monetized. So that's one way of doing it. So if you look at IoT versus M2M previously, mainly M2M services are all services which is silo based. It did not integrate with the rest of the data. IoT in this sense, actually it makes sense when you actually blend the data together. You can create different applications when different sources of data can be aggregated and be utilized or even be curated and developed by innovative developers. I'll give you an example. If you have data from the waste and the health and the transport, what does it mean? So in the case where you can identify the area of waste problem and the location of the problem, you can correlate this with data from the Ministry of Health regarding how healthy in this area, is there an outbreak of any disease. So most probably you feel that there is this problem of waste management. What can you do? Is that you install a GPS. You can track the garbage trucks whether they are taking the right schedule, the right routes in that particular place. So then you can monitor the efficiency of the local authorities, their contractors in managing garbage issues. And if you look at, for example, home, health, and transport, when you aggregate these three sources of data, you have sensors which is being used by elderly person for if there is a issue when the person falls sick or fall down, you might want to alert the hospital, the health authorities, and they might send their ambulance, or rather when the ambulance want to take a particular route, they will know the congestion issues of the city, where is the best route to take place and the fastest and easiest way to take the patients to the hospital. So with different sources of data, you can actually generate different kind of applications. That's the beauty of IoT. So if you want to know more about my presentation, you can check out my presentation slides at Mazlan Wat in SlideShare. Thank you very much. Bye.